think we're live. Let me see if we're joining here on my Facebook to check everything out. Got my Zoom link working. This is what I call an encore training. It's going to be the same thing I did at 3 o'clock, but with better audio and better video. So, so those who are on it, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. But those who haven't seen it, this is a good time for you to join me. Because I promise you, you're going to get a lot of meat, a lot of stuff from it. So, super excited to be here. I'm excited as a grandma who just yelled bingo at the bingo hall. That's pretty darn excited if you've ever been to one of those. Okay, today is going to be the first of 5 days for the Double Your Net Bottom Line Challenge. My name is Eddie Hill, and I'm glad to be here with you. I'll be your host for the 5 full days, and I think I'm actually positive you'll get something out of this. Now, you're not going to double your net bottom line in 5 days. I don't want to even pretend like you can't, but you will absolutely grow your bottom line for sure in the 5 days. But over 30, 60, 90 days over the next year, you will and can double it if you just do what I tell you to do. The very specific steps. So cool. All right. So let me just check one more thing here. Make sure I'm back on my Facebook page. Facebook is good, and then I got my Zoom recording so we can put it up in the announcements later on. So for the classes, yes, we're live. We're good. Cool. All right. So let's start this. Actually, so I just said I got lots of giveaways and everything. So I need you to participate and get involved because you're going to want to do this for your own good anyway, right? So you want to do it for your own good. All right, stick with me. This is about an hour long, and I do want to respect your time. So, but I really think that you'll get a lot out of this if you follow through and go live with me each and every single day. So I try to go live at 3 o'clock, and then we may do an encore in the evenings. And of course, I got Monday through Friday we're scheduled, but I'm also going to do a bonus session on Sunday, which you really want to miss. So put that in your calendar, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, to join me live on this challenge here. So, okay, cool. So who am I? Well, my name is Eddie Hill, and this is my lovely bride, Tammy, and then my daughter, Alexia, my son, Saxon. This is us in Greece a couple of years ago. My kids actually don't look like that anymore. Well, I don't look like that anymore. So here's me and my wife. She still looks as beautiful as ever. I've got a lot more gray than I did 2 years ago, but that's fine. And now here's my handsome son, Saxon. He looks a lot like the mailman. just kidding. My wife hates when I say it. And he's got, he had a full beard. I think he grew a full beard at 15. I couldn't grow a single hair on my chin until I was like 22, and then I didn't have a chest hair until I was 27. Probably too much information. But the point is the boy is 6'1", and he's athletic, smart, handsome, and funny. He's everything I'm not. And there's my gorgeous, beautiful daughter. She's a sophomore in college, and there's my beautiful dog. There's a better picture of her. My doggie, her name is Isla Joy von Schottenhaus, and she is one of the love of my life. I'm positive my kids love her more than me. She's only about a year and 3 months old. She's still a puppy, but she's unbelievable. She's a German Shepherd, obviously, a black one, which is more rare. We used to have a white one, which is really rare. But so we got this Isla Joy von Schottenhaus. Now, I wish we would have named her Isla Joy von Schotten outside, because because it would have been better. Anyway, she's a good dog. Anyway, she's awesome, and I'll talk about her later. This is one of my businesses. I'll tell you the 3 businesses I own. One of them is called Prosperous Internet Marketing. And yes, this is only part of my staff. We have over 16 staff in-house here in this building. And then I have 5 in the Philippines, and I have a couple in the U.S. that are not in this building. But super excited for that. That is an internet marketing company. This is one of the things where we learn what I'm going to teach you. Some of the things I'm going to teach you in this program is that, how will help you double your net bottom line, is what we learn in our agency, right? We've worked with hundreds of companies over the last 10 years. We've been in business for 10 years on this company. And so I know that what we know, what we learn from our clients, you can implement in your business as well and take it to the next level as well. But that's not the only thing we learn from. I have another company called Award Masters Inc. It's here in the metropolis of Pensacola, Florida. My wife runs that. It's actually her business. She's fired me twice. But I used to help work with her. She's like, hey, you go do the marketing thing. And that's how I started my agency. So we started doing marketing. We grew this company a lot from a small little 1,200 square foot building to this and bigger. We're considered one of the 5%, top 5% of word shops in the nation. by volume and continuing to grow. We had a little hiccup in COVID, but I call a lot of because it's event driven, but we're picking right back up and we're growing like crazy again. So super excited. We'll talk about that. Some of the things I learned is from retail. I have a retail store where people actually come in, so I can speak to that very knowledgeably. And of course, with my agency, we work with all types of businesses, which some of them are my guinea pigs. We learn from them. And the last company I own is called Prosperous Christian LLC. It's a consulting company. I consult, but one of the things I did is I wrote a best-selling book called Prosperous Christian. Prosperous Christian is the 10 Commandments of Godly Prosperity. So, all right, cool. Make sure I'm sharing my screen here. I just realized you guys may not be seeing all my screen stuff. That's fine. Okay, very specific stuff. So it's still me. You guys didn't see any of that. All right, that's crazy. Okay, share my screen. That's fun. Okay, I went back and looked. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, people are buzzing it now. So do that. Come on, man. You can get this. I've never used Zoom before. We're supposed to be all Zoom experts now. There we are. Okay. Try again. So let's pretend like you were caught up on all that. So change my screen. Okay, so here, well, I'll go back. If you want to see, I want to show my family. Gosh, there's my beautiful family. There's me and my wife. There's my kids. There's my puppy I talked about, and there's my staff. And then there's a Workmasters, and now I'm here, Prosperous LLC. Prosperous Christian LLC, which is a consulting firm. I wrote a best-selling book, if you can still see me. This is my best-selling book here, and it was #1 in 3 countries, #2 in Australia. I don't know why I didn't get enough Aussies to buy it, but that's great. They can keep selling it over there. And then, of course, I'm here with you today doing the Double Your Net Bottom Line Challenge. So I'm super excited to be here with you. We've got to start with 30,000 foot view. That's you up there. We're looking down and we're like, okay, let's talk about, I want to, not just theory. We're definitely not talking about theory, but we have to talk about high level things about how we got here, how we're going to get where we need to be, and then what the next steps are. But part two is in the trenches. Hopefully not this muddy and dirty, but we got to get down in the trenches, which means tactical, step by step specifics on how to double your net bottom line. I'm going to do both every single day. It's just the way I teach. I start with 30,000 foot view, then I'll zoom in and tell you what to do specifically. And you'll understand why I'm doing that here in a second. But it just seems to work out better when you understand from a big point of view and then I zoom, because all types of people learn differently. I learn differently, but so I try to teach to all of us. And the common denominator is, okay, some of us learn this way, some of us learn that way. And hopefully I can teach all. As you see at the bottom, it says homework, and unfortunately, you're going to have some homework, and that's not a bad thing. I'm going to give away gifts and prizes. If you can see it on the video, I got a bunch of cool stuff I'm going to give away every single day for whoever fills out the homework. Will be entered into a drawing. We'll draw and send out these prizes for the people that need to do them. They're not going to be hard though. It's going to be for your best interest to do this homework, but also, it's not going to be that hard. 15, 20 minutes at the max, maybe 5, 10 minutes. Like today's is like 5 minutes. You just fill it out and upload it, and we can get credit for the homework. So make sure you do your homework every day. Just make it, put it on your thing and say, I'm going to do the homework every day. I'm going to commit to this challenge. That's why we call it a challenge. I'm challenging you to commit to double your net bottom line. It's better for you. Okay, so let's look at this here. This is what's called the 4 circles to success, and there's 4, but there's probably more. Let me see if everything's going here again. I'm nervous now that I didn't share my screen. So, okay, cool. Yeah, lives. Yep. Says we're live. Yes. All right. Sorry about that. 4 circles to success. Number 1. Let's move here. Let's go on. Mindset. 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 And this is not the only one. Yeah, I would argue it's one of the most important, if not the most important one of all 4 circles, is your attitudes, your beliefs, your thoughts, right? So I know this seems like a no-dust statement, but believe it or not, some of us have some head trash, right? We have head trash that we need to get rid of. And I'm probably not the only one, but I know I do from time to time. I have this imposter syndrome, or I have this, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't be here. I'm not worthy of this, those kind of things. And I try to get rid of the head trash and say, you know what, I can do this. I can put one step in front of the other, and eating all of it one bite at a time. I love all those analogies. So the number one reason why people don't prosper, or why businesses don't prosper, is doubt, worry, and fear, right? So the saying goes, doubt, worry, and fear. If doubt, worry, and fear was liquor, wine, and beer, some of you would be drunk every day of your life. And that's true. It's definitely true. So that's called mindset. We want to get rid of that, head trash. So as 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God had not given us the spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind." That's the 3 things we want: power, love, and sound mind. Not fear, which all of us get that from time to time. It's part of us, a part of the human endowment, right? So anyway, the first circle to the 4 circles of success is mindset. So let me tell you about this experiment. Now, let me tell you, there's a little bit of urban legend in this experiment, but most of this is true. I looked it up and I actually found this stuff. Back in the 60s, I don't know exactly what year, scientists used to love to mess with monkeys, and you probably know some of the experiments. But so back in the 60s, they put 5 monkeys in this room. They put a ladder in the middle of the room, and they put some bananas on top of the ladder. You might have heard this. Now that part is true that I can find out. The rest of this is a little, it changes from where you read it. But anyway, there's an analogy for us, and let's learn from that. So the banana experiment. So they put some bananas at the top of this ladder, and of course the monkeys go, "Hey, let's put some bananas." So sure enough, the first monkey goes to climb the ladder. The guy is standing inside the room. He had a fire hose. Turns it on, knocks him off the ladder with the fire hose. Then he sprays all 4 other monkeys, essentially soaking every single one of them. And they're like, "Holy crap!" But it didn't take long before another monkey said, "Well, I'm going to go up and get it." So he goes up the other side, tries to get up the ladder, and sure enough, the guy hits him with the fire hose, knocks him all off. About 20 minutes in, no monkey would even dare try to climb that ladder. They're like, "Heck no, I'm not doing that." So the scientists, or so-called scientists, I don't know if this is real science. Anyway, they removed one monkey and replaced him with a new monkey. Never been sprayed with water. He's looking around going, "Why is everybody all wet?" But he looks up and goes, "Hey, there's some bananas." So he's like, "I'm gonna go get some bananas." So he goes to try and climb the ladder, and sure enough, the other 4 monkeys, bam! They tackled him and beat the crap out of him. Now that part's true. They just tore him up, wouldn't let him and the monkey's like, "What the heck?" So he goes to the side, and he's in the corner. He's like, "I don't know what's going on. There's bananas up there, and you monkeys won't go get it." So the guy removes one other monkey, replaces him with a new monkey. That monkey does the same thing, goes to try to climb the ladder, and sure enough, the other 4 monkeys, including the new one, goes and beats the crap out of them. Now, no water was sprayed on those monkeys. So he removes all 5 monkeys, all 5 new monkeys when they were never sprayed with water. And what happened at the end of the experiment, this is what happened. None of them would climb the ladder. Okay? So, interesting, isn't it? Now, we're not monkeys. I'm not even pretending to say we are. However, we sometimes, and I'm not going to include you, maybe it is not you, we say these words, and I've heard this said in my company before, and I've heard this. I used to work for big corporations, and I couldn't stand. They used to say this a lot. And here's the words. That's the way we've always done it. So when I ask the question, why are we doing it this way? And the answer is, that's the way we've always done it. Is not a good answer for me. That's basically what's happening to those monkeys. And why don't you climb the ladder? There's fruit up there. We don't climb the ladder. Why? They don't even know why. They weren't sprayed with water. Well, sometimes in our businesses, we do that, right? We don't do it, and we don't know why. We've always done it, right? You picking up what I'm putting down here? So the banana experiment is we can learn from that in the sense of maybe we should take a checkup from the neck up kind of thing and say, why aren't we doing this? And the reason why I bring it up is I will absolutely introduce several new tactics and specific steps that I think you should implement. I'm going to encourage you to implement that may be against what you're doing now. Or it may be you knew about it, you just haven't implemented it yet. You didn't try it yet, or you didn't do it yet. So what I want you to do is I don't want you to say, no, we've tried that. It doesn't work for my business, which I've heard that thousands of times. It doesn't work for my business. It may work for your business, but it doesn't work for my business. Before you do that, before you not climb for the bananas and try to give me a pat answer or just blow it off as it doesn't work for you, I'm going to encourage you to change your mindset. I'm going to encourage you to step back and take a hard look at what I'm teaching you, what I'm preaching to you, that maybe this can work for you. Okay, so mindset's number one. It's the number one circle to success. You must have it. Attitudes, beliefs, thoughts. You've got to get them in order. So one way, I'm going to give you the way I believe we can change our mindset, because some of us, stuck in the ruts, they say that it's entrenched. Our mindset can be entrenched. It's hard to change your mind, hard to teach a dog new tricks, all that stuff. But I don't believe that. And Dr. Stephen R. Covey, the author of Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, which was considered the greatest book for over 100 years, one of the top 100 years in the century. But he tells us that every human being has 4 unique human endowments. And I don't know if anybody can refute this, so I think it's true too. Number one, he thinks we have self-awareness. Human beings, now a dog, my beautiful dog, she does not have self-awareness. She doesn't know. She can't. Self-awareness is a conscious knowledge of one's character, our thoughts, our feelings, our motives, our beliefs. So that's called self-awareness. We have that, right? Part two, unique human endowment, which a dog doesn't have, is conscience, which is the next step in changing our mindset. It's to objectively evaluate our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our actions, all of those things. We evaluate all those as to whether or not they serve us. Is my current actions serving me in my business? Is my current mindset, my thoughts, my beliefs, does it currently serve me as a human being? Does it serve me as a business owner or an entrepreneur? Good question, right? So this is called conscious evaluation. These words, sorry. And of course, we get to decide if these thoughts are right or wrong according to our goals, our morals, our thoughts and principles. This isn't according to anything else. Of course, we can biblically line them up as morals, biblically, but it's our conscious thoughts of whether or not that is true and holding up. So that's number 2. Number 3, the third unique human endowment is called creative imagination. This is where we consciously, which is different, I'm saying a different word, consciously override our entrenched predictive negative thoughts with new ones that better serve us. In other words, we can visualize a future that's better than now. We can visualize a better path than what we have been taking. We can visualize a way of not falling in a trap or snare, right? So that's called creative imagination. A dog can't do this. You visualize your future and you can see it in detail and you can imagine what it would be like to succeed. You can imagine what it would be like to prosper, right? Very cool. So then the last one, the fourth unique human endowment that Dr. Covey says we have is independent will. We know we have this. Nobody would argue that. This is called volition in most areas, or it's the power of choosing or determining the action. This is our response. Right? So he says we are responsible human beings. I know it's able, but response able. We're able to respond in any given situation. For my puppy, my dog, I haven't done this. I wouldn't do it. She's the love of my life. I love her. If I smacked her as a German Shepherd, she has 3 things she can do, and only 3 things she can do. She can fight me, flight, or freeze. She can fight, run, or just freeze, right? She wouldn't have any other reaction because she is not a human being. She doesn't have these unique human endowments. However, as response able, or human beings, we are able to respond in any given situation. We have this independent will. We can actually choose to go against that completely. We can turn the other cheek. We can laugh. We can actually whistle the theme to the Andy Griffith Show. Probably for your younger people that will Google what that is. But we can choose to have any response we want to. Now, small human beings, or call them children nowadays, they have very little space between stimulus and response. They're closer to a dog, unfortunately. I mean, not a bad thing. It's just, they have a stimulus and their response. As we get older, we have a bigger space between that stimulus and response. Some of us, not everybody, but some of us, most of us should. And we can choose to stop and go, you know what? I'm not going to react to that. You know what? This happened. Somebody cut me off in traffic. instead of throwing them the bird or doing whatever, I can smile and say, maybe that guy's having a bad day. He just needs to get to work quick because he's working. Right? We can have a better free will choice independently of what fight, flight, freeze is, which is what an animal would. Right? Very cool. So if you take these four unique human endowments and you add them up, this is exactly, sorry about that on my microphone, this is exactly how we change our mind. And I'm going to give you a story that will explain this even better. So Dr. Covey says this gives us the ultimate human freedom, the power to choose, to respond, to change. And he is exactly right. This is exactly how we change our mindset. So I'm going to show you this beautiful young lady. Her name is Alexia Renee Hill. She's my daughter. This is back when she was in 10th grade. So this is like, I guess, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Anyway, again, she's amazing. And I teach a leadership camp every year for a thing called RILA, Rotary Youth Leadership Award. RILA is part of Rotary. It's for a youth camp. And this is for 10th graders. We usually have between 70 and 75 10th graders that come out to this camp. We teach them leadership skills. We have like 150 leadership initiatives, or we call them games with a purpose. This one here, to give you some context, this is called the paper bowl. So it's affectionately called, actually, I think the real name is called Leap of Faith, because it's supposed to be positive, not not negative. The paper bowl is negative because we've had an inordinate amount of football players cry at the top because they couldn't get up there and jump off. No offense to football players, it will humble everyone. I've done it many times myself. It's a 30-foot pole. You climb up it and you jump off. Sounds simple, but it's actually pretty amazing. So my daughter I've been doing this for over 10 years, and since she was a little girl, she heard me talk about the pamper pole, and now this guy was crying or this girl was crying, and so she had it in her head, she had it in her mindset, she was going to make me proud. She was going to absolutely do the pamper. She was going to do all the initiatives. You can opt out. It's challenged by choice. You can opt out, but she was going to make up her mind. I'm going to do them all. I'm going to make my dad proud, which she's pretty amazing. Now, like her mother, she's pretty headstrong, which is a good thing. And so she starts climbing, and as you can see right here, her demeanor took a big change. Right, so we'll go back. She's smiling, and she's not so happy. So by the time she got here, she was bawling. Niagara Falls. And I get it. So this is my favorite quote from Mike Tyson, which I don't know how many quotes he has. This is probably the one. He said, "Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth." And that's a great quote for us in business, right? We get punched in the mouth sometimes, and all the plans go out the window. Well, same thing with her. She had this plan. She had it in her head. She was going to climb up this and jump off until she got about right here, and then she went bawling. Niagara Falls. She is just crying. Now, so we have this recorded, and my friend took a bunch of photographs, as you can see here too. So we have all this, and I was going over it. And after she was done, I said, "What was going through your mind right about here?" And she's like, "The pole would not stop shaking." And I said, "Was it fear?" He's like, "No, it was going through my mind. Why won't this pole stop shaking?" So she could say. And so she stood here, and I know this because I have a video, in this position for 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Now, think about how tired your legs would be. One foot's like on a very, little nub, and the other one's on top. And she's crying for 3 minutes and 21 seconds right there. And then, like out of the blue, 3 minutes and 22 seconds, she stepped up. So, as a good, father, I wondered what changed, right? And even, I'm a mindset guy too. I love the concept of this. What changed? Honey, what changed? What changed between that last 3 minutes and 21 seconds? What was going through your mind? And she said, "Well, the pole stopped shaking." And I'm like, "Oh, that's not that wasn't the answer." So that was her true answer. But here's what I think happened. So let me kind of diagnose this with her. What I think happened is she got control of her mind because she was self-aware. She had a harness on. She, she knew that if she fell off, she would just swing and it wouldn't hurt her. So she became self-aware of her surroundings and self-aware that her fear was slightly unfounded. Now, she had some fear, but she stopped. She was like, "I'm going to stop my fear, and because I know I'm going to be okay if I fall off." and I want to really do this. So part two is she had a conscience, right? Part two of Steve Covey's Human Endowments. She consciously was aware that she's okay, and she will be okay, even if she fell off. Then she took her creative imagination. She says, all I really need to do is take one more step up, right? That's it. One more step up from here to here, and let me go back here to here, and then I'll succeed. So she visualized a successful step. And what happened, I believe, is when she got to that point, the pole did stop shaking because she got control of her mind and her fears stopped. And she stopped shaking like as bad as she was, and then she was able to step up. Then when she stepped up, which was her independent free will, she took independent free will to override her negative mindset and change it to positive, and then she stepped up. Now you see the little volleyball there at the top? So that's like 10 feet out. It's a little further than it looks, but she has to jump out there and get that. She gets it, and she comes down, and she's happy. So that is exactly how you change your mindset, how I change my mindset. 4 unique human endowments. We have the privilege and right to own those. And God gave them as part of our sonship rights, daughtership rights. We get to have these unique human endowments. And so sometimes we need to go, wait a minute, I can choose my mindset, my attitudes, my thoughts, my beliefs. And after that, we'll talk about actions and things that we do. But that's how you change your mindset. That's how she changed her mindset. And I think it's something that we can all do. So, but mindset is critical to success, right? So we have to move on here. Part two, number 2, is skill set. Skill sets is ability, aptitudes, proficiency, competency, techniques, training, right? So skill set is part 2 in the circle of success. It's discipline, practice, skills. So the second reason why people don't prosper is they don't know how or what to do or how to do it, right? Your skills. So Ecclesiastes 1:9 says, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before, nothing new, nothing under the sun is truly new. This is true. So what's good about that is we don't have to invent it. We don't have to be a trailblazer. We can follow somebody else who's been successful, because success leaves clues. Yes, it does, in all aspects of life, especially in business. And I promise you, you don't have a unique business. Somebody's been there before and has been successful. We just need to follow it and do the same thing. Part of what we're doing on this challenge is I'm going to show you a bunch of successful businesses that we've had and a bunch of successful ways that they got that way, and you can implement it and do the same thing for yourself. So mentor, coach, that's kind of what I'm doing to you right now. I'm trying to mentor you, coach you through this, and of course get you to take action. But you can hire a mentor or coach. A lot of these businesses have coaching programs out there to make sure that you're implementing these things that have been done before and they were successful. So you can do it now and be successful. And of course, online classes is kind of what you're doing now. There's other ways, you can buy courses, online classes, or just trainings. And then, of course, in-person conferences, which I love. I love in-persons because I just like the interaction, kinesthetic stuff. I'm a video or visual learner, and I truly love to learn that way too. Maybe you do too. So there's a bunch of ways we can get disciplined practice, right? Skill sets is an excellent way to gain skills. Okay. I want to talk about soft skills, hard skills. I don't have time to get into this too much, but soft skills are like communication, interpersonal skills, leadership skills, emotional intelligence skills, right? But hard skills are like how to design something, or how to pick a banjo, or typing, or computer programming, or bookkeeping, those kind of things. In the book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell says, he contends that a person could become world class if they put in over 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. Now, the good news, I have lots of good news for you, but one of the good news is you don't need 10,000 hours of practice. One, you might have already done it. I mean, it depends how long you've been in business, but you don't need that to be world class. In fact, you don't even need to be world class to be excellent in your marketplace. If you are a lawyer, or a plumber, or a carpet cleaner, or a photographer, or maybe you're a fitness coach in a local market, you only need to be market excellent, right? Or not world excellent. You don't even need to be state excellent or state class or city class. You just need to be the best in your area, or at least one of the best. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I think you can be. You just follow and implementing these things. But skills is part of that. your abilities, your aptitudes, your proficiencies, your techniques, your trainings, all that stuff. We need to have these hard skills and soft skills, and I think we always need to be learning. What's the saying that have you learned the last 10 years, or have you repeated the same year 10 times, right? And that's powerful. It hits me like, because I think I've repeated several years. I haven't learned really much anything new in my past. I don't want to be that way anymore. So every year I want to take it to the next level. I want to learn and implement new skills, and soft skills and hard skills. That way I'm not just learning the same year over and over again, right? So discipline, practice. I have a story to tell you about that. This is my handsome young man, young son. His name is Saxton. Um, and he obviously plays baseball. He's only 17. He's in high school, but we're trying to help get him signed to college to get him a scholarship. We'd love to get him a full ride to whatever we can get him. D1, D2 school, even a junior college would be great. But so he is phenomenal. He is very good at baseball. So last weekend we were over at Ole Miss. We played in Ole Miss, and he did awesome. He hit. We were using wooden bats for one, so that the one he's holding right there is aluminum. Wooden bats go a lot further. And in college, you could use aluminum bats, but in the pros, you only get to use wooden. Well, this tournament we were playing in, there was a bunch of scouts in the stands, and we're playing at Ole Miss. He crushes this ball with a wooden bat, and it goes all the way to the fence, past the warning track, and the outfielder, of course, backs up, leans against the fence, and catches it. And I'm like, wow, that was a phenomenal hit. In any high school field, it would have been way over the fence. But this is a college field. No big deal. But I asked him, I said, son, how'd you do it? He said, Dad, I need to hit the weight room. And he knows that he needs to practice more, and he needs to get stronger to be able to hit it over that fence. And hey, good on you. But so what happened? That one of the dads was sitting there, and he's like, hey, your son has a lot of natural talent, and he's a great kid. And I'm like, thank you, I appreciate it. And I wasn't offended by that, and of course I didn't say anything. But in the back of my head, the word natural talent I have problems with, because yes, I believe that humans can have some natural talent, but if he knew how many swings my son has swung since he was 6 years old, how many balls he's thrown, and how many times he's caught a ball, it's not natural talent. So let me get an example. Since he was 6 years old, I was hitting him tennis balls that he could scoop and throw back at me. Okay, so tennis balls are freaking hard. They're harder actually to catch than a baseball because they're bouncy and they bounce right out of your net. Well, so we've been doing that for at least 11 years, and I hit to him 10,000 times. I bet you over 10,000 tennis balls I hit to him, and I played some racquetball by the time, and I was actually very good at it. I could hit that ball fast. I don't know how fast, but very fast. And so I could obviously curve it, and it would skip and hit him. And when he was younger, it would hit him in the face and the head. It's a tennis ball, so it would hurt a little bit, but eventually he got good at it. He could pick the short hop, he could backhand it, and he got really good at it, really, really good at it. And so, but it didn't happen because of his natural talents. It happened because he caught 10,000 balls, and he swung the bat over 10,000 times, and he threw the ball probably 50,000 times. He's a really good pitcher too. So I get the natural talent thing, but what I'm trying to say to you is it's not natural, like your business. And so to be world class or state class or even just the best in your market, you need to have skills and you need to have deliberate practice, right? That's what I'm talking about. This whole thing is deliberate practice with the knowledge of getting better, right? With the knowledge of getting better. So deliberate practice means you're not just practicing, okay, practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't. Perfect practice makes perfect. It means deliberately doing it the right way and practicing it to get better. So that's skill set. Right? And that's the second circle to success. All right, we got to move on to number 3, tool set. The third circle to success is tool set. So now tools, believe it or not, are an excellent way to help you and catapult you to the next level and literally leapfrog all your competitors when you have the right software, the right hardware, or even just techniques and systems in place that are better than your competitors, right? SOPs, standard operating procedures. So tool set to me is extremely important to the 4 circles of success, especially now in our day and age of technology. Technology can help you supersede everyone. In fact, it can leap you out in front of people. You can catch up and surpass many businesses that have been around for dozens of years just by technology. So the third reason why people don't prosper is they don't have the right tools or the assets to do it. They don't have the right tool set. So I would say beg, borrow. Wouldn't say steal it, but beg, borrow, work for it, but get the tools and make sure it's the right tools. Once you research and realize, hey, I need this software to run my business better, then it's worth the investment to go buy it and go get it. I have one at my workshop. We have the software called BizWizard, and I have a lot of frustrations with it, but it is very important to our business. And in fact, it makes it run. It took the place of literally 2 employees. We just moved in different areas, but so we don't have to like file. We used to handwrite orders, 13 years ago, whenever we got, and we write it on a piece of paper. Then we take that piece of paper to the back, and we'd have to file that piece of paper. So if somebody came in a year later, like, hey, I want to do what I did last year, like, oh crap, you got to get the file drawer, then open the file drawer to F and find out what it was. Oh, it was miserable. We had to have somebody file on us. Well, of course, software skips all that. We have it saved in there. It goes right back to production, comes back up. It automatically sends emails telling them their order's done. And if they want to do what they did last year, it pulls up the old file, the design file. We can change the date. It's amazing. So I bet you have the same thing in your industry. I don't care what your industry is. There's some software to help you do it better, faster, stronger. The same thing with accounting. Like if you're doing accounting on Excel spreadsheets, knock it off. QuickBooks is not that much, or you can do the lower version. I don't remember what it's called, but so you can take leaps forward just by hardware and software or tool sets on that. Now I put down here maps versus shovels, and the reason why is in the olden days I used to buy maps. Maps meaning I want to show me where the gold is. Give me a map to where the gold is. And so that would be a training. Basically, it's a motivational training. It may give you some good pointers on how to be successful, but it may not. It could get you. It's not a bad thing, but it's motivation. It's systematic. But nowadays, I only buy shovels. What I mean by that, or bulldozers, or pickaxes, because a bulldozer will help you dig for the gold. I know where the gold is, and so do you. I'm positive you know where the gold is. You know what you should be doing or could be doing to help you succeed to get to the next level. You probably do. You know where the goal is, but you need tools to help you get there more effectively, more efficiently, and consistently is a good word, more consistently, right? So that's what a shovel is, or that's what a backhoe is, right? So that's what hardware and software does, tools and standard operating procedures do for us to escalate and take it to the next level. So you need to have the right tools. It's the cheat codes of success. It really is nowadays. I'm telling you, it's the way it is. So the third circle to success is tool set. Okay, the last one. Get off your asset. That's my favorite one. Is this more important than mindset? I think this and mindset are probably equal. Nothing happens if you don't get off your asset, right? So anyway, they're both, but also nothing happens when you have the wrong mindset. So they're both powerful. So the 4 circles, get off your asset. The reason why people don't prosper in the 4th reason is lack of resolve, lack of action, or commitment motivation. They don't take the proper amount of action or enough action or any action. So I want to define this. So biblically, there's 2 words for the word, for our English word, to know, like knowledge or to know, right? To have knowledge. The first one's called oida. And oida is to be aware of or mentally perceive something. Like you can understand, you can see it, you can empathize. It signifies learned knowledge or knowledge acquired by studying, right? So, for instance, I can oida what it's like to be pregnant. Obviously, I can't really physically understand. I just understand it. I can oida. Well, the second word for to know in the Greek in the Bible is called gnosko. This is the New Testament. Gnosko. So gnosko, though, is completely different than oida. Gnosko means you experientially know it. You experienced it from something firsthand. It's knowledge by exertion or by effort. Knowledge applied. So they say the definition of wisdom is knowledge applied, right? So this is the word gnosko, and it's a powerful word, meaning to know it and understand it, but also because you've done it, right? That's the one I want to do for this challenge. So Colossians 1:10 says, that you might walk worthily. Slow down here. That you might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God. In the knowledge of God is the word epigenosko, which is it's a root word of gnosko. Well, gnosko is a root word of epignosko. So epignosko, remember, means it is you've actually done it, you've taken action. So let's read it knowing that, right? That you might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work. It's work, not every good mindset, not every good thought, but every good work, and increasing in the knowledge, the experiential knowledge, the knowledge by exertion, knowledge applied of God. It means we put it into application. We learned it and we did it. We learn it and we do it. That's what I want you to do in this challenge. And I get excited about that because that's something when we take it, we get this new information. Nobody needs a new, TED Talk. None of us need to learn new information. The stuff I'm going to show you probably won't be profound to you. Maybe not. But it's the fact that I'm going to try to teach it in a different way to help you actually take action. That's what I aspire to do. That's what I pray I'm going to do these next 5 days. I'm going to teach you something in a way that makes you feel like you can do. Hey, I can do this. I can do this. Is easy. I'm going to make it simple, right? I'm going to make it simple, and you can implement this and get it done. And that way, you can take action and actually do it. So, get off your asset is the 4 circles to success, and it's very important. So here they are: mindset, skill set, tool set. Get off your asset. That is the 4 circles to success. If you're missing any one of them, you'll probably fall short. But you should just be aware of what you're doing. So when I consult for businesses, when I coach them, this is one of the first things I talk to them about, these 4 things. And I try to see where they're a little weak. There's 2 things I have to fill out. This is one of them. And so we talk about each of these aspects. Usually, and I'm just being blunt here, 90% of the time, they're low on mindset and they're low on get off your asset. Their skill sets and tool sets, they got that down. If you ask me if I'm a plumber, they can tell you every which way how to do this. They're geniuses, and they have the right tools. They have amazing tools, and they got the software. And they got everything. They're really not lacking. And well, why are you not doing 10 million a year, or why are you not? Why are you 32nd in your town of 40 plumbers, or if you're a lawyer, or if you're a carpet cleaner, or even if you're a photographer, why aren't you truly prosperous in your business? And it comes down to mindset and get off your asset. I'm just being blunt. I mean that in the nicest possible way. But maybe you should take a checkup for the neck up and see which one you need to work on. And we'll talk about more of it the rest of this week. Okay, only 4 reasons why businesses don't prosper: fear, doubt, worry, which is mindset. They don't know what to do or how to do it, which is skill set. They don't have the tools or the assets to do it, which is tool set. And then, of course, they lack the resolve or commitment to do it, which means get off your asset. That's the 4 circles to success. And I promise you, if you understand that and you do those, you will be successful in prosperous. Okay, moving on. I'm changing gears here, and we're going to come in for a landing not too long from now. So, people do business with people. I got to stop there. You probably know the rest of it. I'll go ahead. They know, like, and trust. Let me go back. So, people do business with people that. Stop right there. It's human beings. And when I mean that, it's not the machine, it's not corporate, it's not the firm, it's not the the people in the office. It's people, individual people that put on their pants one leg at a time. Most of us do anyway. I jump in with both people. I'm just kidding. They're people. They probably have head trash too, like we do. They probably have issues. They probably are emotional. Right? So we need to understand that when we're trying to grow our business, that we're doing business with people. Now, I just learned there's $4 trillion businesses out there. Not billion, $1 trillion businesses. Number 1, of course, is Amazon. Or actually, I think it's Google is number 1. Number 2 is Amazon. Number 3 is Microsoft. And 4 is Walmart. I mean, $1 trillion. But guess what? Let's say you want to do business with Walmart, or let's say you want to do business with Amazon. You have to do business with people, right? You have to call the office and go, hey, who handles this for Amazon? That's Paul. He's over in the marketing department, right? It's people, and it's usually individual people. Sometimes it's a committee, and freaking rude, but especially the $1 trillion companies, they have committees after committees. You can't imagine how many meetings they have just to have meetings. Anyway. People do business with people, right? So you need to understand that first, because I'm going to talk a lot about how to deal with people in the next 5 days, the rest of this week. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. This is how we're going to, this is part of, you see my banner, this is exactly how we push people through our marketing programs. The know part, this is simple, right? Know is just your circle of influence. How many people know you and your business? You have a circle and you want to make it bigger. Get more people to know you. So your job as a business owner or an entrepreneur, or you wear your marketing hat, is to get more people to know you. Step one, I'm going to show you specifically how to do that. There's multiple ways, right? Then once they get to know you, doesn't mean they like you and trust you. They certainly don't want to do business with you yet, just because they know you. So you have to get them to like you and trust you is the next point of on this funnel. So step two is get them to like you. Then step three, trust you. Then they'll try you. This is how it works. Know, like, trust, try, buy, evangelize. So the try part, so I'll give you an example. I have a friend that is a financial advisor, and he tells me that 70-80% of his new clients only give him, very few of his new clients, put it in reverse that, very few of his new clients will give them all of their money to invest. They usually give them a small portion of their money, maybe 5% or 10% of their total net assets. And because they want to try him, right? Quote unquote, they want to see if he's going to deliver, if he's going to, help them out. Which I totally get that. Let them try you, because guess what happens after try, and you knock it out of the park, then they buy. They buy deep. Same thing with my agency. We usually, sell them some small package to show them that we can help them, and we're, the giver's gain kind of thing. We help them, and they're like, man, that's awesome. What else do you do? We have clients been on with us for 10 years, and we have many clients been over 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And they continue to stay with us, but they always upsell themselves because we deliver results. We deliver all kinds of good stuff to them, and we help them grow their bottom line. And I'll show you later. Eddie, you made me rich. That's my favorite testimonial. Eddie, you made me rich. Yes, not me, my company did, but yes. And of course, that's where evangelize comes in. Evangelize, they're gonna tell their friends, hey, if you need a marketing company, you need to go see Prosper Center Marketing. Or if you need awards, you've got to go see Award Master. They're fantastic, right? So that's evangelize. Means they're going to evangelize and tell people about you. Know, like, trust, try, buy, evangelize. That's exactly how it works. I'm going to teach you how to do this. You can't skip a step. You can speed it up. I'm going to show you how to really speed it up. But you have to do that order. Know, like, trust, try, buy, evangelize. And then you repeat. Okay? Cool? Excited? All right. Let's switch gears again here. Complex versus simplicity. So this guy here just got back from outer space. Cool thing he did. And I guess anybody can say it's him, because he's got 200 businesses or whatever. But he says complexity is your enemy. Any fool can make something complicated. It's hard to make something simple. He's exactly right. I'm going to go through the steps. There's 5 major steps you need to do to implement. Actually, there's 7, 5 minimum. Let me say it that way. There's 7 steps, but you got to implement 5 minimum. Of 95 that you need to implement. They're simple. Now, they're not easy. I didn't say they're easy. I said they're simple. I made them simple on purpose because I want you to do them. If it's complicated, you're not going to do it, right? It's an enemy of what we're trying to do. So we're going to make things simple. All right. Again, I'm defining terms for our challenge. I want you to be on the same page with me, so when I say things, we understand each other from the same point of view. This is still 30,000 foot view. On exponential little bits. I call them ELBs, ELBs. And a guy named Roy Williams, which is a best-selling author, too, he has a trilogy. Actually, he's got but his trilogy is called Wizard of Ads. He's been around for, 30 years. And I first met him 25, 28 years ago. And he taught us about the exponential little bits. And here's what he said. These exponential little bits are tiny but relentless changes that compound, that's the key word there, that changes that compound to make a miracle. Power of an elb lies not in its size, but in its daily occurrence. Daily occurrence. For an elb to work its exponential magic, the little bit must happen every day, every day, every day. I love it. It's an awesome explanation. He is right. Tiny but relentless changes that compound. Now, you guys know what compound means. And let me explain compound a little bit more. There's another book. This guy from Darren Hardy. He was the former publisher of Success Magazine. He wrote a book called Compound Effect. He tells the story in there of the magic paint. Here it is. This is going to teach you about the law of compound. So excited. Let me get you. So on the first day, two friends, one was offered $3 million in cash, or the other one was offered a single penny, but it doubles every single day for 31 days. Which one would you choose? Well, one guy chose the $3 million in cash, and he was ecstatic. Now, both of them are pretty good deals. Right? I'll take you one, right? But there's one that's better than the other. So a single penny that doubles every day for 31 days. Well, at day 5, you have 16 cents. So day 1, you got 1 penny. Day 2, you got 2 pennies. Day 3, you have 4 pennies. Day 5, right, 16 pennies. Day 10, $5.12. Day 20, $5,242.88. Day 25, $167,772.16. Day 29. Now you're about a couple million. Now you're close to the 3 million. Your other buddy got 3 million cash, and you're 29 days in. So you're thinking, man, he got the better deal. But did he? Well, we got a couple more days to go. Day 30. Now you surpassed the 3 million by far, $5.3 million. And then day 31, you have $10,737,418.24. So that's the law of compounding. Now, here's the cool thing. Compounding is in the law of the universe. You know, they say Einstein says compounding is the most powerful force in the universe. I don't think he really said that, but I mean, it would make sense if he did, but there's no proving that he did. But I hear what he's saying. I don't know if it's the most powerful thing in the universe, but it's extremely powerful. And it doesn't have to be just with money. It doesn't. It could be with these things I'm talking about. Remember the compounding of the 4 circles to success. You do mindset, you're okay. But if you compound that with get off your asset, now we got some things happening. Then you compound that with the right tools, and you compound that with the right skills. You're unstoppable. In fact, you're guaranteed successful in that case. I'm going to show you some other things where it's going to compound. In fact, the next 5 days, it's going to compound on each day. And by the end of it, you'll see how you'll easily, if you just implement, double your net bottom line, which is absurd, right? I mean, who doesn't want that? But you can get that. Now, you're not going to get that in the next 5 days. You're going to get the training of how to do that. Will you increase your bottom line in 5 days? Absolutely. And I guarantee that if you implement some of these things, you will immediately see some results in your bottom line. Will you double it? I'm thinking 60 to 90 days is what I tell people, and we can get for our clients. But definitely within the year, you can double your net bottom line, which is fantastic, just by doing these very small. Let me go back so I can explain it to you. ELBs. We're going to do ELBs, exponential little bits. These are little bits that are going to compound. Little bits meaning 3% to 7%, not 20% improvements. We're going to do 3% improvements, or 5% or 7% improvements. So we'll get into that specifically over the next 4 days. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Cool? Very few things are as impressive as the magic of compounding pennies. I agree. So it's an amazing force and deeply powerful in every area of every area of your life, not just money. So here it is. I'm going to announce it. This is called the Prosper Formula. I haven't been really saying this online. This is new. It's mine. Yes, I'm trademarking it, and of course I got I got everything going. The new website. So the Prosper Formula is this. It's prospecting, P, closing ratio, R, order average, O, sales frequency, S, productivity, P, expenses, E, and retention, R. Those are the 7 ways that you can increase by exponential little bits or decrease with the expenses, and will double your net bottom line. It's fantastic. I promise you this is going to be a powerful teaching for you, and I'm going to help you with each one. So tomorrow, we're going to get heavily into prospecting and closing ratio. Day 2, we're going to do both of these. So you need to be here live for that, because I'm going to ask specifically for the businesses that are on what they're doing now currently for that and how we can improve it. So I will do some live coaching for that. And of course, day 3, we're going to do order average and sales frequency and productivity expenses. And day 5, I'm going to talk about retention. We'll definitely get there. Cool. Hope you got something out of this today. So I'm going to wrap this up. Here's your homework for today. Get this out. This is in the Facebook page. You can download this. It's underneath the homework assignments. So download this page. You can see my video. I have it here. What you do is you just, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you at prospecting? Let's 7. Okay. Circle the 7. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you at closing ratio? How are you at closing business? I'm a 6. On a scale of 1 to 10, how's your order average compared to your industry standard, compared to your competitors? Oh, I'm a 9. I got my prices are high. Good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how's your sales frequency? Scale 1 to 10, how's your productivity? Expenses, you got it. Then you circle it, and then you just take a line and you draw to where all your circles are. You just draw the line. So you can, I'm going to try to scribble it so you can see it. And then, oh, so there you go. And so if you can see that, you can see like a flat tire. What we're trying to do is an assessment. It doesn't go. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. We're just trying to see where we're at, so we can see where we need to go, and then we can do the delta, where we can figure out how to get from here to there, right? And so I want you to post this in the group, and don't be embarrassed of it. It's not a bad thing. We're all going to help each other with this. So post this on the Facebook private page, and that'll be your homework assignment. If you post it, you are automatically entered into the drawing to win one of these awesome prizes. Doug, I'm going to give away my book, and I'm also going to do some free private coaching. So we got about $1,000, a couple $1,000 worth of prizes. So hopefully you can see that you want to do the homework assignments. It's for your own good too. If it's not for me, it's for your own good. So make sure you're doing that and filling it out. Put it in the Facebook group. I'll draw a winner tomorrow, and I'll ship them in the mail if you're wherever you're at, and we'll make sure you get that to you. So, all right, that was a good first day. We're all excited to be here tomorrow at 3 o'clock with your bells on. All right, you don't need bells. Just be here and be ready. Now, here's a bonus for you. If you have a profit loss statement, if you use QuickBooks, whatever, you can print off your cash flow statement or your profit loss statement, or we're going to go over some of the stuff specifically and how to grow the top line, of course, which means you grow the bottom line. Okay, so. If you want to bring that tomorrow, we're going to start on numbers. Well, yes, we're going to get in some numbers. Don't worry, I'm going to make it fun. It's not going to be drawing like an accountant. I'm definitely not an accountant, but I do love numbers, and you should too. My favorite number is that net bottom line, which should be yours. That's all that matters for business, all right? Net bottom line. Yeah, agreed. Okay. All right. See you tomorrow.